Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, we shall be creating an e-commerce website like Zara, like H&M, like Warby Parker, and all the other luxury fashion brands. So in this video, we'll create this website in such a way that users can buy products, both physical, digital downloads, and virtual products, and make payments on the website. Is going to be an absolute masterclass because we are going to be going from beginner to finish. That is, you'll go from starter to master. So whether you are an absolute beginner or you are an intermediate or you are an expert WordPress developer, this tutorial is for you. But before we go ahead, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and click on the notification bell so that whenever I put out content like this, you will be the first to be notified. And back to the video, we shall be using absolutely free tools. Nothing is going to be paid for. Everything is going to be absolutely free so that you can learn at your pace. So if you're interested, please meet me on the other side. Peace. So this is the website that we shall be building. It starts with the top section, the hero section, the logo. You can see the menu bar. This is the account button. This is the cart button. You can see this beautiful design, pair of glasses hovering, sitting on the text. You see buttons, and you can see this design too. You can see the beautiful layout. Actually, this is a very, very uncommon design layout. So this is it. You can see this section, the pictures actually slide. You can see them changing behind there. This is a shop button. And then this other design area here. Now, if we go to a single, we have different kinds of products we listed here. We've listed a single product. And you can see, you can simply add to cart. It's been added to cart. Here is a cart button. You can either click here or you click here to view cart. And then you can go ahead and you can add a coupon, apply a coupon. You see that coupon has given you 20%, 10% off. And then it's detected that based on your address, your location, you have free shipping. And then you can proceed to checkout. And then here you can add all your information, and we have Stripe. We have Stripe installed. You can put everything and you make the payment. You can also pay using PayPal. So that is the simple product. We also have a variable product where if I click on black, it shows me a black product. If I click, that's black glasses. If I click on brown, it shows me brown glasses. If I click on red, it shows me red glasses. If I click on this, it also shows me that. I can also click check by size. If I click on adult, the price changes. On kids, the price changes. On teens, the price changes too. I can go ahead and add this to cart. Then we have also a digital product, which when you add to cart and you view cart, you can go ahead and you can purchase this and you receive a link to download this product. And then we have a virtual product, which is kind of a consultancy call with Dr. Ekema. So you can also go ahead and do this. So more or less, that is what we are going to be building in this course. This is an entire course, which is 3 hours something. It's almost 4 hours. So join me on the next round. And so the logical first place to start your website journey is by getting hosting. And Hostinger will be the best for this purpose. Now they have several options here, and I'm going to share with you a link in the description that is going to give you about 70% off for the 4-year plan, which is really, really, really cheap. So you see what it comes with. With this, you can get $2.99 per month. You can get standard performance, 100 websites. That is really, really much. 100 gigabytes. But you see,
It gets even better when you pay just $1 extra, increase performance up to 5 times, which is really good. I'm using it and hosting a lot of clients' websites. So you want to come and you choose your plan. Let's say you choose this, or let me just click on this, add to cart. It's loading. So you can see here, let's say I go for this 24-month plan. I will just come down here, create my account, or you can use a Google sign up and then choose your payment option, either credit card, PayPal, Google Pay, Alipay, CoinGate, which is crypto. And then you come here and you do your checkout. In the description of this video, I've put a link that gives you up to 75% off. I think up to 70% off this the 4-year plan. You can go ahead, use it, and see you on the other side. So I'm going to log into my Hostinger account. When you come to Hostinger, this is what you are going to see, and you are going to see your hosting here. You probably have just one website. If you don't have, the Hostinger gives you a free domain name. So they give you a free domain name when you purchase hosting from them. And the setup is pretty easy. In my case, I already have domain names. What I'm going to go ahead and do is that I'm going to click and create a subdomain so that we can install WordPress together. And I'll come to subdomains. Let me just say for this one, I'll say ecom.donodio.com, and I'll click create. It is creating. So that subdomain has been created. You can see it here. It has been created. I have other subdomains. And how do I install WordPress? Simply come on the website, click the drop down, click on auto installer. And then I want to click on WordPress. Now you see I can just go ahead and install WooCommerce, which is also a part of the WordPress ecosystem, but I don't want to do that. I want to show you how to do everything from scratch. I'll click on WordPress, and then I'll see, let me just say Lush Ecom, Lush glasses. And then I can just say Lush at lush.com. And then the username and the password, I can go ahead and put them here. In this case, I'll just leave the default ones. And then I want to choose the installation path. I'll come and choose ecom.donodio.com and click on next. So it's telling me here that this is the domain name, the path where it's going to be installed. Do you want auto updates? You can turn them off here. You can say update only to minor versions or always update to latest available versions. I'll use the recommended. I'll click on install. It's going ahead and installing WordPress. You can see here, I'm being told that WordPress has been installed. And it's asking me to use AI. I don't want to do that yet. And for me to go to the back end of my website, I will simply go ahead and click on admin panel. And then it takes me to the administrative panel of WordPress. It's loading. So here we have it. We are on the back end of our website. And it's asking us to connect our domain. If you had not yet connected your domain, you could easily do it from here. These are their DNS name servers. So I will start from the beginning to show you everything. Let's go to learn. It's just some Hostinger tutorials. Let's come to dashboard. And you see, welcome to WordPress. I don't like all of this. I usually like to keep my dashboard very clean. So I'll click on screen options and toggle off. I'll just leave site health status, toggle off everything else. You will notice that there will be some more after we install plugins. For post, hello world is a a default WordPress post. Let me open it. You can see it. I don't want this. It makes no sense. It's of no use. I'll trash it. And then media. We definitely don't have any media yet because we've not uploaded any image or video. Then pages. We have these privacy policies, a draft. I'll leave that. Comments. Of course, nothing there. Appearance. Now, this is where we have our themes. So, these are the default themes that come with WordPress. For you to delete a theme, just bring your mouse over it and click on it. And then you scroll down, you see this delete button here. It may not seem very, very intuitive at the beginning, but you can delete from here. You click and it brings this pop-up and you click on delete. Now, this is the theme that is installed. What if I wanted to install this one? It's already installed. What if I want, this is the theme that is activated rather. What if I wanted to activate this one? What I will do is I'll simply click on activate. And you'll see when I go to the front end of this website right now, it looks a little bit different. You see the outlook, the look and feel is a bit different. The good news is I want neither of these, but you must have at least one theme installed. So I've deleted the other ones. This is what I have now. I'll come back to that. So what I want to use for this website, the theme I want to use for this website is called Astra. Now Astra, if I scroll down, this is Astra, but you can still just search for it here. Astra. Astra is a very good theme. The free version has quite a pack load of tools that you can use. I'll click on install. It's installing. So it's been installed. It's giving me the opportunity to live preview it. You will not see much there because we have not yet activated it. So this is just a demo page. But if you go to your own page, you are not going to see anything. It still remains the same because we have not activated it. We have not activated Astra, so it remains the same. Now, let's activate and publish. So it's published. When we reload this page, you see that it looks a lot different. It looks a lot different. This is what Astra gives us right off the bat. But this is not what we want. This is not what we want. So let's go back. Let's go back to themes. And we've activated Astra. And now let's come to plugins. Plugins are like the internal organs of your website. Now we see we have two default plugins. We want to go ahead, deactivate them, and eventually delete them. I don't want them here. I don't want too much bloat on my website. It reduces website speed. We are going to be installing a number of plugins. The first one we are going to be installing is the page builder, and it's called Elementor. Elementor. So this is Elementor. We'll install this. We are also going to install this. And we'll install essential add-ons too. So they are installing. So we have this here. Somehow Elementor has installed. Okay, this one too has installed. I will not activate yet. Let me come to install plugins and see. Okay, all of them are installed, but none of them is active. I want to add another plugin, and it is called WooCommerce. And this is the plugin that is going to be responsible for handling the e-commerce functionality. So this is WooCommerce. It's installing. Now we want to install another one called Starter Templates. And it works hand in glove with Astra. Starter Templates. And this is it. I'm going to go ahead and install it. So I want to activate all the plugins now at the same time. So what I can do is I can activate them individually, but that's going to take a lot of time. So I will select all of them, come to Bulk Actions and click on Activate and then Apply. It's now going, they are now being activated. After WooCommerce is activated, you see this pop-up. to set up your store. No, I don't want to agree to opt into anything. I'll click on set up store. I'm just starting my business. Continue. I'll call it Lush Glasses. What industry? Let's say clothing and accessories, because we'll be selling eyeglasses. Region, I'll use United States. United States. And let's just see, we can click Alabama, and then we can use that and click on continue. It's asking me to install a lot of these, get paid with Woo payments. I will not activate that. I'll toggle off every one of them. These are all marketing tools. If we need a payment gateway, we are going to install another one. I'll click on continue. It's turning on the lights in a metaphorical way. So you can see it loading here. Okay, so it's asking us to add products, get paid, collect sales tax, grow business. We'll come to that later on. Now let's come to appearance and come to themes. I need just one theme, so I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to delete this one. And then let's come to users, all users. So this is the one user we have. If you wanted to, let me delete this. I want to turn that on. You wanted to edit this user. This is the user profile we have. You can edit this. You can change the site language, maybe to Afrikaans if you're from South Africa, or to Dutch, or to any other language. And then you can add first name, and then you can change the email address, the website, of course. You can also, if you have a Gravatar a profile, you can connect it here, and your picture is going to be showing. You can change your password. This one is auto-generated and is very strong, and then you can use it. But for now, I'm not going to change anything. So when you come to tools, there are quite a number of tools. Let me save this. Update profile. When it comes to tools, you see tag converters. You see you can import demo content, you can import stuff, you can import from blogger.com, you can import WooCommerce products via CSV, you can import a post from Tumblr. You know, WordPress acquired Tumblr. We are not going to do that. Let's go to settings, to general settings. General settings. You see the name? Yes, we'll leave it at that. You can add a tagline and see the best, or we glass your face, whatever that means. You can add the site icon now. So for us to get the site icon and the logo, we are going to go to logo maker, and this website, you can use it to create free logos. So you see here, you already have some templates which you can use. Let me just say I want to use this one. It's loading. So for us to create a free site icon, click on choose site icon. If you already have an icon which is like a smaller version of your logo, you can go ahead and upload that. If not, go to logomaker.com and click on start my design, and then it gives you some templates which you can use. You can use these templates. Let me choose this one. It's loading. Sometimes it may take a while. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove this, delete this. Oh no, I will not delete it. I'll delete this instead. I'll delete this instead. Then let me delete this, and I'll see, what did I say? Lush. I'm going to say Lush. I can make this to be bigger. Lush. And then I want to look for glasses. Discover more icons, more glasses. Okay, I see quite a number here. I can use this one. This looks kind of weird. Let me go back and look for glasses. I see quite a number of them here. Which one can we use? Feel free to be creative here. Lush. No, please permit me be creative. Permit me do some experimentation here. Okay, let me use this. Yes, this is a final bus stop. Okay, I'm not this is not a graphic design course, so we'll take it the way it is. If you are angry with the ugliness of this design, then please go ahead and forgive me. Okay, I'll make this to be kind of ox blood. Yes, I'll copy this hex code and I'll use it for the writing here. Paste. Or rather, I could just leave them both to be black. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then I can download the low resolution for free. You see, download low resolution PNG file. I'm going to go ahead and add my email address here, and the file is going to be sent to me via email. So the logo has been emailed to me. I'm just going to go ahead and upload it here. There you have it. Low resolution, but it definitely still works. So we're going to use it both as site icon and also as the logo. Since it's black, it doesn't show, so I'm going to get the white version and replace that. And then we want this to be a membership. Yes, anyone can register, because they will need to register when they want to make the purchase on checkout, and then we'll go and save changes. And then still under settings, writing, default post format, we'll leave that is the way it is. Reading, when we've had a static page, we're going to choose that. It already has one, so this is going to be the home page. Home. And then when it comes to permalinks, very important, we want the permalinks to be the post name as it is here, and then we go ahead and we save the changes. So that is that for the onboarding process. So we also want to set up WooCommerce. So click on WooCommerce. So for WooCommerce, you see there is this onboarding process here. It's asking us to start customization. We are not going to start that just yet. Let's come to settings. We want to set this up. And for our address, it's asking us to upgrade to Astra Pro in order to have direct WooCommerce integration. We will not do that. So for our address, we are going to see this. Let's choose Virginia here. Virginia as our location. And then who are we selling to? This is our address. Who are we selling to? We are selling to all countries. Or you can choose a specific country, and let's just say United States. Probably maybe you are selling only within the US. And location, that's shipping locations. You can see to all countries you sell to. and then default shipping locations, that's shop default customer location, that's shop country and region. We can also install a geolocation tool, and it's going to detect their location. Enable taxes, yes, we'll enable taxes. Enable coupons, yes, those can be enabled. Calculate coupon discount sequentially, we'll leave that the way it is. Currency, US dollar, and we'll click on save changes. Now let's go to products. Placeholder image, yes, we'll leave it the way it is. The weight should be in kgs, but in our case it will be in grams because we'll be selling very lightweight items. Dimension should be in centimeters. Enable reviews, yes. Product ratings, yes. Reviews can only be left by verified owners, yes, those who have actually purchased. Tax options, yes, I will enter prices exclusive of tax. Calculate tax based on customer shipping address. So where you see additional tax classes, we want to add one called custom tax rate, or custom tax, or custom rate, whatever you choose. And then let's click on save changes. Now when we use save changes, you now see we have custom tax rate has come up here. Click on it. For the exact link, okay, this is the exact link. It gives you the different states in America. You can see Oregon has no sales tax. It gives you the different taxes in the different states in America. So you can see like California 7.25. So when we come here, we'll see country code, let's say USA, US, and then California will be CA, and it's 7.25. So anybody buying from California should be ready to pay 7.25%. Let's say Nevada is 6.85. Nevada, US, Nevada should be NV, and it's 6.85%. And then we have these other ones. Let's just do one more. Let's say Kansas is 6.5 KS. US, Kansas is 6.5, and you can go ahead and save changes. You can add more. So now I'm going to toggle off this shipping. I'm going to toggle that off and save that again, and then we can now go to shipping itself. So when we come to the shipping part, the first thing we want to do, I will close all of this, is to add shipping zone. So I'll give this shipping zone a name. Let's just see Kansas, which was KS, Kansas zone, not Zion's, zone. And then the shipping regions is, yes, North America, United States, and the state of Kansas. That's it. And then I'm going to add shipping method. Let me just select the flat rate for now and continue. And then what is going to be the rate? The shipping rate, let's just say for each glass purchase is going to be $10. Yes, $10. And we create and we save. But right now we have an issue, and the issue that we have is that we have set the shipping at $10, which means that even if the person should place 100 orders, he is only going to be charged $10. But we want to change that. And we want to make it such that the person is going to be charged this $10 per each order. Now I'll just make this $5 to make it more pragmatic. So how do we do that to make sure that this $5 is charged per order? We will give a times, and then we'll put in brackets or in braces quantity. Quantity should be in lowercase. So what this ensures is that every time an order is placed, $5 of shipping is slapped on it. So that is that. Next, what we want to do is that we want to differentiate the pricing, the shipping pricing for different items. Take for example, glass is way normally very light, but what if the client or the customer is purchasing another accessory which is heavier than the glasses? So that is where shipping classes come in. So we are going to differentiate the tax, or the shipping rather, by different classes, which we are going to use the volume, that is the weight of the product, to differentiate them. So we'll click on shipping classes. So now that we are here, we'll add, let's say shipping class. I will say cases. The cases are heavier than the glasses. And let's say glass case. They are heavier, and then I'll go ahead and create. And then now I'll come to the shipping zone. Let me click on edit and see if everything is in place. Okay, it's in place. And then now I'll come to the shipping zones. I'll come back to the shipping zone, and then I'll edit this KS zone, which is Kansas, and this flat rate, I'm going to edit it. You now see that we have these cases here. So I'm going to put here that for cases, it should be $6, or let's say $7 for the item. That's for anything which is labeled under cases. And then anyone that has no shipping class is still going to be $5 times the quantity. So that's how we are going to do it, and let's go ahead and save that. So we notice that we have created a shipping zone for Kansas. What about the other states now? We'll just come back to shipping zones, and then we can create another shipping zone and see, click that and see rest of country, and we'll just go ahead and select United States. We'll select all the states except Kansas. Let me pause the recording and do that. So I've gone and selected all of them, and you will notice that the only one I did not select is Kansas. So I've selected those, and then I want to add a shipping method. Let's say a flat rate, continue, and it's also going to be, let's say, the cost, normal cost for cases is going to be $10 times the quantity, $10 times the quantity, and here is going to be, let's say, $8 times the quantity. So that is it. Let's create and save. Now we may also say, okay, we want to give a free shipping, but there should be conditions. And the condition here is that you could have a valid free shipping coupon, but here we want to use a minimum order. So anybody who buys glasses up to $300, then they get free shipping. So we create that and save. I'm also going to go back and do the same thing for the Kansas shipping zone. So I'll come here to Kansas, come to edit, and then I'll add free shipping to continue. And then the requirements is that if anybody buys up to 200, then I'll create and save. The next thing we want to do is that we want to enable payments. So click on payments here. And then we see that we have a number of payments, direct bank transfer, Woo payments and all that. They are good, but we want to use another option for payments. So let's come to plugins. Let's come to plugins and search for a new plugin. Let's look for Stripe. So we want to use this one called payment plugins for Stripe. We can go ahead and increase that and install that. It's installing. So we also want to look for PayPal. And by the same company, we install that. So let's come to the plugins, to the installed plugins. I want to activate both of them. Let's go ahead and activate both of them right now. So we see this. Now let's go back to payments. Under WooCommerce, I'll close this. And you are going to see a lot more options here, So want to turn this on, PayPal and also Stripe. Let's look for Stripe. Yes, so Stripe is turned on. So these are the two we are going to be using. So after having toggled on PayPal, go to manage. And then where you see API settings, first of all, the title pay, you can see you can make it pay with PayPal or pay via PayPal. Yes, it should appear on the card and the other pay. And then you can change this. It's all up to you. You can make the button bigger depending on the dimensions of your website. You can include Venmo for pay later, and you can choose that. And then you can enable payment via credit card on PayPal. And then you can come to advanced settings. Order prefix, you can leave that the same. And then you can just come to API settings, and for this you can use the sandbox production rather. If it's on sandbox, you toggle production and then click to connect, and it's going to bring this up, and then you can choose that you're not a robot. Right now, just add in your PayPal email address and your password and connect to PayPal. Now, it's that easy. I'll come back to payments because I'm not going to be using PayPal. I'm going to be using Stripe. I want to come to Stripe. This is it. Credit card payment via Stripe. I'll click on manage. And I'm going to do this manually. It is enabled. So let's go to API settings, and I want to leave this to be, test mode. I can click here to connect directly, but I'm not going to do that. I want to use the test publishable keys. Now, when you are building your website to be used for actual transactions, change this from test to live mode. but for my case, I'm going to use it on test mode. If I click here to connect, it's going to redirect me to the Stripe website, and it's easy peasy. But for my case, I want to do it manually. So test publishable key. I'm going to come to Stripe. I'm going to come to Stripe and come to developers. You can see here it's on test. If it's on production mode, then you toggle this off. But mine, I want to use test mode. I want to use test mode. I'll click on developers. And then API keys. I'll simply copy this. I'll copy this. That's a test publishable key. I'll paste it there. Test secret key. Test secret key. I'm going to reveal, and then I'm going to copy. All of these are tests, so you can't do anything with them. I'm going to reveal and I'm going to copy. So I'm going to go ahead now. It's asking me for test webhook secret. I'll copy this link. I'll copy this, come back here, and when you see webhooks, I'm going to click to add a webhook, add an endpoint. I'm going to paste that URL here and then say test ecom. Test ecom, and I'll add the endpoint. You must select events. Okay, let me select an event. Let me select an event. I'm going to click on checkout. Checkout. Yes, I've added event. Then I can add the endpoint right now. So it's waiting for the event. So now, for me to see the webhook, I'll just click on reveal, and this is it. I'll copy it, and then I'll come here and paste it there, and then I'm going to save changes. So there you have it. Stripe is installed on this website. So now for accounts and privacy, I'm just going to activate the first 4, and then the rest, I'll leave them the way they are. Emails, integration, we can just leave all these ones the way they are. Advanced, yes. So cart page should be cart page, checkout page, my account page, terms and condition page. We had a page called privacy policy. Yes, we can select that there, and then we save changes. So that is that for the setup. Before we go to start adding products, we want to work on the layout of this website, and I'm going to come to plugins, click on install plugins, and then we have this one called starter templates. I want to click on get started. Since we have the Astra theme installed, it works hand in glove with the starter template. I want to select on classic builder. I will dismiss this, and then these are a number of templates we have. I want to filter by e-commerce website, and then I want to use one of these templates to make it easier, but we are going to build everything from scratch. Some are paid, some are free. You see, whenever you see premium here, it means it's a paid theme. I'm going to click on this one, and it's loading. So this is the one we are going to use. This is a new e-commerce functionality by Astra, but we are using WooCommerce. Let's go ahead and click, and then what should be our colors, our palette colors. We can use anything from here. Let's just use this one, the original one. Continue. select features. Let's say this free live chat. You can click video player if you want, automation and integration, yes, and then click on continue if you like, but I'm just going to skip this step. And then they'll ask for all of this. I will skip. I'll just say submit and build my site. It's going to import this template. So the template has been installed. Let's go click and view the website. Let me delete this. Let me close all these pages. So this is what it shows us. We are going to go ahead and delete all of this. Everything you see here, we are going to take them off. So we don't want this. We are going to remove all of them. Let's click on edit page. And then I'm going to click on edit with Elementor. Now it shows me this. I'm going to click on continue. Now from here, it appears we made a mistake when using the template. We had to specify Elementor as the page builder for the template we're installing. So I'm going to go back to the back end of the website and do this all over. So plugins, starter templates, get started. And then I'll say build with template. Normally it should tell me here which one to choose before, so I'm going to come here and select Elementor. So I've selected Elementor. Let me reload this, even reload the page. Now when we look at this, you can already see that this is not Elementor based, because I tried to edit this with Elementor and it doesn't give me that layout. So I'll come back to starter templates. I'll click on get started. Yes, I'll come to build with templates. And then here, I'll make sure I specify Elementor. So you see the templates, they change. I'll come to eCommerce. And then I want to choose this same template. Here it is. I'll just continue and I'll skip all of this step and then submit and build website. So as you can see here, it gives us this notice that our website is ready, and it took just 50 seconds to build. So click on view your website. It has given us this, and now we've done it well, because if I click on edit with Elementor, you can see it's loading. Okay, yes, this is now Elementor editable. But we are going to delete everything on this page and we are going to start building the page from scratch. We are going to delete everything. Now let me show you something on the back end which happened when we installed this template. Let me go to plugins. These are two plugins which Astra installs. The first one is variation swatches. The second one is WP Forms Lite. And then I think we already had Elementor header and footer. And you are going to see variation swatches come into play. You are going to see them come into play when we start building our website. So, first things first, if you go to view the website, look at shop, you see that's giving us this sidebar. I'm going to show you how this was configured. I'm going to show you from scratch. So what we want to do now is that I want to come to products, all products, and I want to delete all of these. I want to delete all of these. We are going to start building them from scratch. Bulk action, move to trash. Yes, I want to delete all of these. I can even come to media, and then I can delete most of this. I want a fresh look. I don't want to have too much bloat. Delete permanently. Okay, so I'm going to leave this, which is our logo. Let me go ahead and leave that. So the first thing we want to do is we want to add a product. So go to all products now. Here we are. Here we are. And then we want to click and add a product. So we are going to start by adding our first product. Let's just say, I'll say white glasses. And it's going to be a simple product. And for the description, I'll just use some lorem ipsum text. Lorem ipsum, I'll use this one that is in English. Sometimes it's difficult copying text from the lorem ipsum text. And I'll paste here, Ctrl V. And then this is going to be a simple product. And I'll say these glasses cost $85. And then tax status is taxable. Tax class, let's say custom rate. Remember, we already created those classes, the custom rate. Then inventory, we can see white glasses 001. White glasses for women, because this is for women. And then shipping, the weight, let's say this should be, well, let's just say 10 grams or 50 grams. And then the length, you can give whatever length. You can see this should be 18 centimeters. The width should be 7 centimeters, and the height should be 7 centimeters. And then shipping class, no shipping class, let's leave it the way it is. And then linked products. Now, I'm already seeing there are some stuff we did not delete. I'll come back to the dashboard. Before we go ahead, let me delete this. I'll clean my screen again. It's getting really cluttered. Elementor and all that. Now, let me go to products categories. I see that the theme came with some categories which I don't want. I want to bulk action delete. I want to delete these. And I'll check for tags if there are any tags too, which I don't want. What about attributes? Because those two can. And then reviews. Okay, I have a clean slate. Let me save as draft. And then reload this page. Okay, the page has been reloaded. So you see all those categories here, they are no longer there. So I'll go ahead and copy just a portion of this text. I'll copy a portion of this text and put it on the short description here. I missed some details here. So inventory, shipping, linked products. No, we are not going to link any product here. We are not going to link any product because we don't have any yet. Attributes. Yes, we can add some attributes like color, and we'll put the color to be white. We'll put the color to be white. We can also add other attributes like, now let's go back to, let's expand this. We've added color. We can add another attribute like, let's see, occasion, and we see formal, and you can save the attributes. We are going to use that later on when we want to do variations. Variations. Now we'll come to advanced purchase note. We can leave that. You can just say thank you for ordering these glasses. Stripe. Yes. You can use Stripe. This, you can pay for this product using Stripe. Remember, I showed you how to do this using PayPal. And PayPal settings, you can also configure those right there. Now, on this side, you can see the site status is still a draft product. Let's add a product image here, and we are going to upload the product image from my computer. So from all these eyeglasses, I'll choose this one. I'll set it as the product image, and then the product gallery, you can add any other pictures. I'll add some other pictures. I'm going to add this and this as part of the gallery. They are loading. So the pictures I've loaded, I've added them to gallery. And then categories. I'm going to give the first category. I'm going to see women, because this is for women and it's actually a parent category. I want to remove this uncategorized, and you can also go ahead and still give it another category, another subcategory, like under women it can be formal. So when somebody hovers over women, they are going to be given a drop down to select whether this is a formal glasses, but we'll just leave it basic women. And then tags, you can still say formal is a tag. You can say office glasses as a tag. That's a tag. For all of these, they are not too important. Those are extra settings. You want to publish now, and then view the product. View the product on the front end. So here is a product. Because the picture was very narrow, they are glasses, so they don't need to be too big. Because the picture was very narrow, this is how we have it. When you hover your mouse over it, you see it. It's actually, you can see when you click on each of the gallery items, it loads up there. So that is the product for you. And then you can add to cart. And then you can view your cart. This is the product that has been added to cart. If you have a coupon, you can apply it here and you update cart. We are going to come to coupons very soon. And then free shipping to Virginia. You can change your address, and let's say Kansas. Kansas, you update it, it still gives you free shipping, and the tax 5.53, and you see total tax plus the amount of the product is 90.53. You can proceed to checkout, and there you go. You can proceed with your payment from here. You can either use credit card, which is handled by Stripe, or you pay via PayPal. Since we did not connect PayPal, you will not be able to use it, but if you choose, I showed you how to do it, and then you can go ahead and place your order. Put all your credentials here, and then go ahead and place your order. So that is that for a simple product. Now we want to add a variable product. We want to add a variable product. You see here, this is a variable product, and it's one that has different variations. So how do we do that? Let's go ahead and see. Let's just see blue glasses, and then we'll add the description here, the same description here. We'll paste it here. So we've added the description. We also want to change it here to variable product. So for us to add a variable product, let me go ahead and publish. We'll first of all need to go ahead and add attributes. So under products, you see here attributes, right click on it, open it in another tab, and then the first attribute we want to give is, say, color, because we want to a variable product. Now, before we go ahead, a variable product is simply a product that has different variations. Take, for example, if you are selling t-shirts and you're selling green, you're selling white, you're selling purple, you're selling pink, you're selling red t-shirts. All of those colors are attributes. So that is what we want to do here. So we are going to give it an attribute of color. And then for type, let's just say color. And then we'll add it. Let me go ahead and edit it right now. So color, shape, let's say circle, and we can go ahead and save that. So let's go back to attributes. So we have chosen that. Now we want to go to configure terms. Yes, we want to go to configure terms, and the first one I'll see is blue. And then I'm going to choose blue from here. Blue. Yes, this is blue. And then I'll click on add new color. And then I want to choose black. Of course, black. I also want to choose white. Of course, that is white. Now I want to add red. There are many other colors, but we are going to leave it to this. Let me look at some of the glasses I have here. We have red, we have blue, and I think we have brown. Let me go and look for the hex code for brown. Brown hex code. Okay, I think this is befitting. I'll copy this. And say brown. And then I'll add it here. That is that. And so we have our colors, which are going to be shown under attributes. So now let's go back to this. Let me save as draft. I think, okay, I already published. Let me reload again, and then we can continue from there. Now we see that if we come to attributes, or you may not see it here, but you come to variations. You can add the products here. When you start adding variations, that's because you have variation swatches. You can add variations. But I want to add another attribute, and the attribute is called, let me go back to attributes. I'll go back to attributes, and I want to add another one called size. And then type. I'll just leave it the way it is and say add attribute. So I've added the size attribute, but I feel like I should give something here for the type to make it easier for us to work with. So the type, let me just say select. I'll update. And then I'll go back to attributes. I'll go back to attributes and configure the terms. And then first here I will see small, and then I will see medium, and then I will see large. Or in the place of small, you could see, in the place of medium, you could see teen. That's for teenagers. Teen. Update. Go back to size attributes. In the place of small, you could say kids. Go back to attributes. And then now we could add another one, see adult. And then that is that. Let's go back to the attributes and see. So I come back to my product. It's not appropriate calling it blue glasses. I can see, let me just name it anything. Drew glasses. Drew. I don't know what that means. Whatever it means in your language. Let me update. Yes, let me update. And then since it's a variable product, come to general. It's taxable. Yes. Tax class. Let's say custom rate. And then inventory SKU is, let's say, Drew glasses 001. Drew glasses for women 001. Yes, stock track quantity. Let's say 5 of these are in stock. You put that for scarcity. Low threshold should be 1. So when you have just 1, then you have low stock. Shipping, I will still put the same thing, is in grams, 50 grams. Same. Shipping class, no shipping class, so it's going to give the regular shipping. Link product, no. Attributes, let me go ahead and save this first. This is still for women. Okay, so now that we are on, now let me go back to attributes. So we have these here. I want to add the attribute. You see here, I need to select and choose what we just created. We created color. Yes, this is an attribute we created. So for me to populate this with all the color attributes that we created, I'll just click on select all. You see they have appeared there. I want to select now the size, and then I'll also populate this. I may decide that I don't want the size attribute. I can easily remove it from here, but for now I will just maintain that. And then we go now to variations. When we come to variations, you see here we can either add them manually. I don't know why you want to do that, but we can also add them by just generating the variations. I'll click on generate variations. Yes to that pop-up. And so it tells me that 15 variations have been added. 15 variations have been added. Now, this is where you see the disadvantage of having too many variations because it's added up to 15. So we can manually add the pictures. Black adult glasses. I'm going to come here and choose this. I'm just going to use the same glasses for all the black. Same glass for all the black. And then you can add the different prices here. Look, you see it's enabled. The SKU is that the regular price for this, let's just say this should be $95, and the sale price, this for adults, the sale price, let's just say the regular price is $105 and the sale price is $95. And you can also add a description here, a personalized description here. This one to the same thing. I'll put the same thing. Let's just say no, for this one the regular price is $100, but here it is $90. And then that this should be for kids. For kids should be regular price should be $95, and then the sale price is $85. For teenagers, I'll use the same picture. The sale price, that's the regular price, is $100 and the sale price is $90. So we'll go ahead and do that for the same. So for blue, we'll come to our glasses and let's choose this. That's blue. The picture is very heavy, it's loading. So we are going to select variation image, and then for this one we'll just give them the same prices too. No, let's just say for this one, since it's more stylish, the regular price is $125 and then the sale price is $105, and we'll leave every other thing the same. For kids, we use the same image, but for this one the regular price is going to be $105 and then the sale price is $95. For teenagers, teenagers, we use the same picture, and then let's say the regular price is $115 and the sale price is $105. Now I'm going to pause the video and go ahead and add all these other variations. So I've gone ahead and added all those pictures and I've clicked on Save Changes. So you can see when I click on any of them, you can see the variations. You can see the variations. Oh, for this one, I missed the picture. Thank God for revision. So all these, then I need to select a default color and a default size. For the default color, I will just choose let me choose blue. Default size, I'll choose kids. So you see the lowest price. That's one way to attract customers. I'll click on Save Changes. I will now click on Product Short Description, and I'm going to copy some text from here and add here. I'll add the text here. Let me update that. And you see swatches. Of course, we have those. Come to advanced. We'll leave everything the way it is. Update once more, and then we view the product on the front end. Let's view the product on the front end. So you can see we have, by default, we have these glasses, these blue glasses, and it looks like it's for kids. So if we go ahead and select black, it changes, and we select for adults. You see the price changes. So let's say we want to buy red glasses. Let's click on red. It changes. You see it's 115 by default because this is for adults. If I see for teens, it goes to 105. If I see for kids, it goes to 95. So that is how you add a variation product. So let's simply come back to all products. And then for these Drew glasses, I simply want to duplicate this, but this time around it will be for men. For men, I will say Dre glasses. And I want to make it for men. I want to add a new category and see men. And then I want to give it a featured image. I didn't do that for this, it will be black. I didn't do that for the women's glasses. Let me go ahead now and view this. For Dre glasses, I want the default to be the default color to be black, and it should be still for kids. I want to save changes, and I want to update here, and then I want to reload Dre glasses. You see now, by default, it is the kids black glasses. So this is for men. Let me go to all products, back to all products. For Drew, let me give it a featured image. A featured image of this. Yes, that is that. And then I'll update this. Now I'm going to show you how to create another product, which is a digital product. I'll click on add new. A digital product is a product that it's not a physical product. It's probably something like a PDF file or a software that they download or something of that sort. You can even sell subscriptions, but that's for another video. I'll see glasses ebook. This is going to be an ebook. It's like I need to go back and relearn how to type. Let me copy this. Ctrl V. I'll copy this. It's becoming really difficult for me to copy. I need to go back to Computer Basics 101 and I'll paste here. And then for this product, I want to make it a virtual or a downloadable product. I'll name it a downloadable product rather. And I'll just give it the regular price of this is an expensive ebook, so it's going to be $59. And the downloadable file, I'm going to simply upload. Let me choose file. I'll upload the file. This is the ebook that I have. I'm uploading it. Now, in case you're asking, how did you create this ebook? I created it using Canva. This is the ebook. I created it using Canva. So, if you want to create an ebook, it's very simple. Come to Canva. Canva.com. I have the pro version of Canva. I have a paid subscription. But simply search here for ebook. And then you have quite a number of them. These are a number of ebooks that you can use. These are covers for some of them. So look for Canva templates. All of these here, you see these are ebooks. This one has 2 pages. This one has 12 pages, basics, finance basics. Click on that, click on customize this template. Some of them you will need Canva Pro in order to be able to use them. Let me see. You see, when you see this crown, it's Canva Pro. So this is it. Go ahead, expand this and add your content here, and then you can use that. Simply go to download, and then when you come to download, select PDF standard, and it shows you this at 12 pages. You can flatten the PDF, you can include notes and all that, but to me, I just like to leave it basic. And then you click on download, and you can use it for all intents and purposes. Our document is still uploading. It's quite heavy. It's about 35 megabytes. The first file, this one I wanted to upload, it gave me a lot of issues, so it finally did not upload. I just had to create a new document and upload it. This is it. I'll copy the URL here. You see, I was trying to upload it here. It didn't upload. Let me copy the URL, or let me just choose the file from media library. Let me close this. I'll close this. Let me publish this first. Yes, so it has reloaded the page. I want to choose the file from here. I want to select the file. Here is the file, and I'll insert it. And how many times is any buyer allowed to download this? Let's say just twice. And does the download expire? You can put an expiry date. These are days. You can say 60 days, or in, let's say 75 days, or 90 days. After 90 days, this person is no longer going to be able to access this. Yes, it's taxable, and the tax class is custom rate. Of course, there is no shipping for an ebook. Then the product image, I'm going to go to Canva and recreate a product image. So this is the product image I've created on Canva. I will just download this as a PNG. This may be too heavy. Let me reduce the quality so that I reduce the size too. It's now downloading. I'll come back here, and I want to use that as the product image. I'm going to select it. So I'm just going to insert this and set it as the product image. So what happens is that when anybody buys, this is it's going to they are going to get a link to download. So I'm going to see book. I'm going to name this book. That's the category. And then product tags, I'll say care book. As for inventory, you can put the SKU and say ebook 001. No stock quantity. Of course, there's no shipping for this. Attributes, advanced. We don't need all of that. I'll just go ahead and update this. Now, let me look at this on the front end. So you see, this is the product, and somebody can add this to their cart, and then it's been added to cart. Click on view cart. If I remove this and you go to purchase, of course, this one has no shipping. This one is free shipping. You are going to see that you proceed to checkout. After checkout, you are going to have a download link to download this product. Okay, so I will now go back to all products, and I want to add a new product. And for this, is going to be a virtual product. Have we covered all of this? No, this one is, first of all, this one is going to be an external or affiliate product. So I want to see, let's see, Bronx, or let me use Douala glasses. Douala glasses. I'm going to put the description here. I'll copy this short description and place it here. I'll place it there. But for this, I want to use a link. So let's see, this is the glass. This is the product I want to sell. And if I'm an affiliate, I'll simply copy the link or my affiliate link, if probably maybe it's an Amazon affiliate product. And then I'm going to put it here. And the button is going to see, you can see buy now. And then the regular price, I'll just put the price and see 125. Remember, whenever we buy this, I'm going to put whatever product is here, whatever price is here. What's the price? Okay, it says it starts at 95. So it's always advisable to put the price there because that's what they are going to be charged. You don't want to put the price that is high and it will drive them away. Meanwhile, they were supposed to pay something less. And for this, no tax, 0 rate. You are not the one to handle all of this shipping and all that. So it's a product for men. And the image, you simply download the image for the product and you use it there. In this case, I'll use another image since I can't download that one. I'm going to select an image from my system. Let's just see this. It looks similar to what we have here. It's uploading. So the image has uploaded. I'll add it here. And then I'm going to publish. It's published. Let me view it on the front end. So this is the product. If I click on buy now, you see it redirects me to Warby Parker website. And that is how you add an affiliate product. Let me reload all my products here and you can see all the products. Now, let me add another product right now. I want to add another product right away. And this is going to be a virtual product. A virtual product is something like a consultation session, a therapy session, or something of that sort. And I'll see eye care consultation. Again, my lorem ipsum text. I'll copy short text from here and paste it here. Control V. Okay. G. And then this is going to be a virtual product. And then the regular price is going to be probably $30 because it's a virtual product. Or let's say 50. Why not 75? Yes. inventory. We don't need all of this. Now let me save this as draft first of all before we can proceed. So I'll give this a category of, let's say, consultation or consult. I'll add that category. I want to give it an image. I will give it this image. Consult with Dr. Ikema. There you have it. So it is going to be $75. So inventory, SKU, link products. You don't have all of these for a virtual product. You don't have all of this. You don't have all of this. You can schedule, a price reduction from here. But basically, I'm going to publish that. And then let me look at it on the front end. So this is just it. You can schedule a consultation with Dr. Ikema, add to cart, view cart, and then you can go ahead and, let's say, remove this and then proceed to checkout. And that's simply it. You book a consultation with Dr. Ikema. So we have gone ahead and seen how to create the different types of products. Them we have here. We've created a simple product, variable products. We've created ebook. We've created this. I think this is an ebook, and then we've created virtual product too. Now I'll just go ahead and add some other products, and I'll meet you again. I have gone ahead and added the various products which I wanted. I've added quite a number of products. Remember, at the beginning of this tutorial, I mentioned that we're going to add coupons to give discounts to people. So if you want to add coupons, you simply hover over to WooCommerce and go to settings. Here, not settings, but marketing. WooCommerce marketing. Where is that? Okay, here it is, marketing. And you see under marketing, you see coupons. I'll click there. And I can just either click here to add one or click on create your first coupon. Either way works. And I will see, I can name this and see, joy, or let's just say Lush 20. I'll call it Lush 20, and you can make it a fixed discount type. And in this case, you can say maybe $10 off each purchase, or you can say $20 off each purchase. And you can make this, give this a free shipping. If anybody is using this coupon to get free shipping, and the coupon expiry date, you can put it there. And you can also make this to be a percentage, like 10% off, 10% off. And this will also grant free shipping. And you can also make this to be a fixed product discount, that is for a particular product. Also, we can put some restrictions here and see, for this coupon to be valid, then you will need to have spent a minimum of $200. And other times too, we can put maximum limits. And you can say, okay, this it can be used only individually. So if you use this coupon, you cannot use any other coupon. And this one is check this box if the coupon should not apply to items on sale. So if an item is already on sale, this coupon cannot be used, because if you've already given 10% of a particular item and you're giving the 10% coupon, it means the person is having 20% knocked off that product, which is too much. And then remember here, we set fixed product discount. this is where it applies. You can come here and choose the products. Let's see, blue. You can decide that for all blue glasses, whether they are variable products or simple products, is going to apply. Or you can just instead exclude some particular products. Maybe there are products which cost too much to manufacture and the profit margin is very little and you don't want this coupon to apply to them. You can do that exclusion here. You can choose an entire product category. You can say maybe for all men's products, this coupon is going to apply. And then you can also exclude the category and say maybe it's going to apply to all products categories except women. And then you can allow emails, and then the usage limit. You can decide how many times this coupon can be used. Remember, I'm sure you must have noticed you've gone probably maybe to a coupon website and then you copied a coupon from there and used it to buy something and they told you it's 40% off, but by the time you applied it, they tell you it's no longer valid. Yes, you can say maybe this coupon can be used 20 times. So the first 20 people to use this will get that discount, but after that, nobody else can use the coupon. Usage limits per coupon, you can say 1 time, and then limit usage to X items. So here is going to be say 200 times, and you can say, okay, this coupon can be applied only to 1 or 2 items. Then every user, each person can use this just once. If not, some people just keep using it and using it. One person will use it 200 times and the other people will come and they are not able to use it again. So that is basically how we create coupons. Here I'll see percentage discount, and then I'm going to say no minimum. I'm just going to use it and publish the way it is. Now let us test this coupon, whether it works. I've given it a percentage. It should knock off 10%. No limits. I've not given any restrictions. I've not given any limits. I've just given it that it can be used 200 times and I've updated. Now let me go to my products. Let me go to one of the products which I created. And then I want to try to buy this and see how the coupon is going to apply. So let me add this to cart. And lush 20. It was supposed to be lush 10. View cart. I will remove this. Let me remove this from here. And then let me paste that coupon and apply it. And you can see the coupon lush 20 has knocked off 10%. So instead of $115, it has removed $11.5, and then we are paying $103.50. So you can proceed to checkout. That shows you that this coupon actually works. You can proceed to checkout and you go ahead and buy that product. So that is proof that our coupon works. Now the next thing we want to see is we really want to understand what happens when an order is placed. Let's say, for example, I'll go back and use this. Let me add this to cart. And then let me view cart. Yes, I will paste the coupon code here and apply. And it gives me this 10% discount. Okay, since I have 2 products, it's giving me 10% of the 230. Let me proceed to checkout. Okay, I'm going to proceed to checkout. The coupon is already there. I'm going to add my details. And then let me see, don't know due. and I'll just put this email address here, and I will just put, say, lush@lush.com. If I want to ship to a different address, I'm going to put it there, but for this case, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Since this is test, I'm going to put just anything. Now, I'll pause this video and use my real credit card number. So I am using a dummy credit card number and the CVC code. All of this is dummy. It's just from the internet, from JCB Bank, I don't know. And then I'll say I've read and agree. And I agree with the terms and conditions. I'm going to place my order right now. The order is being placed. Okay. Your card was being declined, but you can use a real credit card. Only test cards can be used in test mode. It says, but you used a real credit card. Test cards can be used in test mode. Now, we are in test mode, so I can't go ahead with this order, but you already get the point. It says your card was declined. Your request was in test mode, but you used a real credit card. Only test credit cards. Okay. Let me look for a test credit card, but under normal circumstances, these are supposed to be test credit cards. I don't know why that is being rejected. Now, let me use this. It's from a website called Blue Snap. They are thinking that is 1126. That is a real credit card. 1120. No. 1126. Let me paste this here and then place the order. This is also a test credit card, so all things being equal, I'll say no thanks. Okay, I'm told that Lush 23 is not available. It seems the coupon Lush 20 is invalid. It has now been removed from your coupon. I don't know. Let me go ahead and still test the payment with this test credit card. 901 1126. Let me go ahead and place the order. And it seems this time around is working. Now, you use a real credit card. Anyway, you get the point. You get the point. If we place an order, we are going to see it on our own account. And then on WooCommerce, you come under orders. You will find it here. So these are the orders that have been placed, but it shows me that they failed. And we saw what happened for obvious reasons. They failed. This is the order. If it had not failed, it would have shown here that the status is processing. But this one was declined because of the card. It keeps telling me I'm using a real card, even though I'm using a test card. But we'll go ahead and continue on our journey building this. So from here, you see that there are a number of things you can do here. For this order, it shows that it failed, but you can send order details to customer. You can resend new order notification and update, and then the customer is going to receive a notification. And for the status, you can mark it as completed. You can cancel the order. You can refund, and you can make a draft. You can put it on hold. You can put it as pending payment here, as pending payment, and then you update it. So whenever the customer does the payment, then it's going to go through. So there's a lot you can do behind here. And that is that for the configuration stage of this website. Now let us go to actually building the website itself. Let's go to pages. That's the design stage of the website. Let's go to pages. We have this home. Yes, this was the home that came. We are going to delete this. We want to build everything from scratch. I'm going to move that to trash. And then this is the other one that came with this theme. What I'm simply going to do is that I'm going to delete everything and start building it from the ground up. I'm going to start building it from the ground up. So let me delete this, remove all of these sections. I want to remove all of this. I want it to be authentic. It's added some products here already. So we have a clean slate. What I want to do first of all is to add a container. I'm going to add this container. And we are being asked to try Elementor AI. I'm going to say no. And the Elementor is still in the old layout. Come to the back end of your website, come to Elementor and click on settings. Then select all of these. Elementor should have access to all of this. Go to advanced, go to features and click on activate all. It's activated all, and click on save changes. I'll reload this page right now. It's reloading. So you now see all of those elements are on the top here. I don't know why it's being hidden. Let me reload this again. This is supposed to be very visual, but I'm not seeing it the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, first of all, I'm going to go and click here. Can I disable this bookmarks page? Bookmarks bar. Let me hide that. It still doesn't make it any better. Can I hide anything? Extensions. Anyway, I'll add a picture behind here, or even a slider carousel. This is a slideshow. I can now pick some pictures, a number of pictures. Let me see from my library. And they are all supposed to be horizontal pictures. Let me go to men's. I don't think I'm going to have anything here. So what I'll do is I'll add this one. And then I can use this one too, since it's horizontal. That's going to be the slideshow. I will create a carousel. But I want to make it more visible. You see there looks a bit funny. I can get better pictures from pexels.com or even from Canva, and I'll see eyeglasses. Eyeglasses. I'm not satisfied with this. Let me get better pictures and come back. I've gone ahead and gotten some better pictures, so I'm going to delete all of this. I'm going to delete all of this, and I'll simply upload the pictures that I've gotten. Horizontal pictures. They are uploading right now. I've uploaded them. I will say create a new gallery and insert these pictures into the gallery. Okay, and I want to give them a background overlay of black. The opacity, I'll leave it the way it is. The borders, I'll leave them the way they are. So we have this here. Mean height, we can go ahead and make this to be 500, or yes, 500 will do. 500 will do. Let me add a heading inside here. What I'll do, go ahead and do is I'll delete this first, remove the mean height, and add the heading first. I'll add the heading and I'll see glasses with style. You can see it's giving me a particular kind of font here, where we'll go ahead and change that shortly. Text color should be white. Width should be 800. And then the size should be 70. We can make that a little bit smaller. 60. And then let's duplicate this, or let me just rather drag in, I don't know, these bars up here should be more visible than this. I don't know why it's showing this way. Let me drag a text editor and put under and see the most stylish glasses at great prices. I'll make this to be white still, but I'll make it the width to be 500 or 600, and then I'll center it. Now I can add a button. Click on that plus button, and then I'll add a button on that and see shop now. Shop now. And then when it goes to the text is also going to be white. The borders, where are the borders? Border type, I'll make it solid, and then I'm going to change it to be white. So the border type, I'm going to center it, and then I want to give this a minimum height. If I give it a minimum height, you see it looks kind of weird. So I'll just go ahead instead to give it a padding so that it moves evenly on each side. I'll give it all round padding first of all of 50, and then I'm going to give it a top padding of 150 and a bottom padding of 150. I can increase this to be 250, the top padding 250 or 200. You see what we have here. Then let's go ahead and publish. And if we look at it on mobile, it's not looking very good. On mobile, what we can simply do is that I can unlink all of this and then give a top padding. First of all, I'm going to reduce the line height of this text on mobile. I'm going to reduce the line height, and then I'll increase it, the text, to 45. Now I can increase the top padding of this to be 100 and the bottom padding to be 100. So you can see it's looking a lot better right now. Let me go ahead and save this. Then I'll bring it back to this layout. So here, I want to reduce the spacing between these two text elements. I'm going to click here and come to advanced and margin. I'll unlock this and I'll drag it. I'll reduce the top margin to -30. Let me make it -25. Same thing with the button. I want the button to be closer to the text elements, and then I'll see -20. So that is that. That is that. Now I want to add a section. I'll add another section, flexbox, and this vertical, I'm going to give it a background color of black. I think that's the appropriate color to use for now. I want to give it an internal container, and then I'm going to duplicate this and duplicate this again. What I'm going to add here, I'm going to add some text, a heading. I'm going to add this heading here, and I'll say luxury glasses. But I want these luxury glasses to be on 2 lines, so I'm going to put a line breaker. And then I'm going to come to style. I'll make the text to be white. I will make the typography to be Montserrat. And I want the width to be 900, the boldest. Now, let me go to the back end. Come under appearance, come to customize. Let's do some work here. We want to give some default settings so that we'll not be needing to change fonts and colors of text all the time. So let's come to global, typography, and for the heading, no, let's not choose, let's reset that. For heading 1, we want it to be Montserrat. That's all heading 1, and it should be 900. That's ultra bold. As for the font size, let's leave it where it is. We can change them as we go along. The base font, quicksand for that. Headings font should be Montserrat, because I want to give some very bold options here. And it should also be extra bold, 900. Font width 900. I'll publish, and then heading 2 should be the same. It should be Montserrat still, and the font width extra bold 900. So now, all things being equal, whenever we add a header, we don't need to go around changing the font. We can only change the size. So what I'll do here is I want to increase the size of this, because px may not give me, okay, I'll use px. All things being equal, px ends at 200. So if you want something bigger than that, you can't use that. I'll go with 160. And then I want to change the line height. it can't go beyond this, so I'll change it from px to em. So let me start changing it now. Yes, I think 0.9 em will do. And then here I want to add a background overlay. I want to add the image as a background overlay, not as a background, but as a background overlay. So I'll come to style, and then I'll click on classic, and I'll choose a picture that has a transparent background. I'll choose this one. You could still choose this one. You could choose this one, this blue, and you want the opacity to be 1. You want the position to be center. You want the attachment, you can leave it with is repeat, no repeat. Display size, cover. So you can see it is showing here. What I can do now is I can increase the top padding of this column. I'll make this 100 bottom, 100 top. I'll just make this 120 and 120. It still doesn't show well. Let me increase this to 130, 150 rather, and then 130, 150 rather, sorry for my mistake. So that is what we have there. So I want this to overlap somehow over this. So I'm over the text here. I'm going to click on this column, unlock the margin, and begin to give it a negative margin. So you can see it moving over. Is moving over up to the point of 120. I can also go ahead and increase this text so that that size will show where. I made this 170. Anybody who sees this knows it's talking about glasses. So for this one, I want to add buttons here. Now if we see this on the full screen, on the full screen, it doesn't really display the way we want it to. So I'll give more margin, more padding, more top padding to the glasses. The top padding, I'll make this to be 200. And bottom should also be 200. And right should be 50. Left 50. So all things being equal, it should show where. So you see, it still doesn't show where. Simply come to the overlay picture and change the display size from cover to custom. And when you do that, you can even go ahead and reduce the size of the glasses. I don't want it to be too big. You can reduce the size of the glasses. Let's make it 85. 85. And you can go ahead and do that. So you see it has come to the front. It looks good. Let me reduce it further to, if you hear a baby crying, that is my son crying. The mother is trying to give him a bath. Just pardon us. Yes, so this is it. So I'm going to do what we did at the first. I'm going to remove all the padding which I added here. The top padding, I'm going to make it 150. And the bottom padding, I'm going to make it 150 still, and then left padding 150 still. So when I save that, okay, so it appears I need to maintain that padding, especially the top and the bottom padding. So I'll maintain the bottom padding 250 and top padding to 250. And this is beautiful. So all I need to do now is to push this on top, negative margin of 180. You can see it. I want to push it on top of it again. Let me make it minus 200. And there you have it. So it's up to you. You can still go ahead and push this up further. You can go ahead and push this up further. You may want to make it maybe minus 220. Okay, so I placed another container down here. What I want to do is that I want to add buttons inside. First of all, what I will do is that I will change the direction, the orientation of this container inside here, of this column rather, to be horizontal, so that when I put elements, they will stack up horizontally. I will now go ahead and add a button, and I'm going to see here, buy now, and then I'm going to change the text color to white, and then the typography, I'm going to change it still to Montserrat. I'm going to change the typography to Montserrat, and the width is going to be 60, and then the size is going to be 20. Now let me reduce that to 16, and then the letter spacing, I want to reduce this. I want it to be just 0.1. Let me make the width to be 700. Now 600 is better. 600 is good. 600 is good. Yes. Then the border type, want it to be solid. And then the border color, want it to be white. No, not border color, but background color. Let me... Border solid. Border width, I want it to be 2. Border color, white. Border radius, give each radius 30. So that is what we have here. And then I want to duplicate this. I want to duplicate this, but I want to do the opposite here. I want this to say learn more. Learn more. But I want this button to be, the text should be black. The background should be white. I'll increase the transparency. It should be white. So that is how I want them to be. And then this entire section, I want it to be left leaning. Yes, so it has to be right leaning rather. So let's take a look at this on the front end. Yes, but I want these buttons to come up ahead here. So what I'll do is I'll click on this column and I'll give it a negative margin that is going to bring these buttons right up. So I'll make it negative 100 minus 100 and see how it's going to look on the front end. I want these buttons to actually be on top of the glasses, so I'll make it minus 150. I can take it up again, minus 175. Good. So we see that this area is a little bit squashed. I'll give this entire container a top padding of 150 and a bottom padding of 150. So this is what we have. I'm thinking I could just make this to just lie directly under this. So this section, I'll say minus 125. And let me see how it shows here. Let me save. Minus, let me reduce the negative, minus 100. Yes, I'm going to leave it the way it is. So this is this. This is this. Let me go ahead now and reduce the top padding to 120. And 120 here too. And I will save. Okay, so this is what we have. It looks quite beautiful, but let us take a look at this on mobile. Let's look at this on mobile, and we see it looks really weird on mobile. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to duplicate this section. I want to create a separate section for mobile. What I will do is I'll first of all start with this, and I'll reduce the size. I'll reduce the size, and then I'm also going to give this entire section a left padding of maybe 40. Left padding of 40. For these glasses, I'm going to reduce, I'm going to make everything 0, and I'm going to remove the minus padding, the negative padding. Now let me reduce this left padding, left and right paddings. Let me make this 10, and then this section which contains the buttons, this container which contains the buttons, I want to remove the negative padding, and I want to make these two to align horizontally. How do I do that? I will need to reduce the size of the buttons. So for this, first of all, let me come and increase the size of these glasses, the background overlay. I will make this so I will now need to increase the top and bottom paddings. Top padding, I can make it 40. Doesn't even need to be up to 40. 25. This is for mobile. And then this, I can reduce the paddings here. So I'm going to make this to be 15 each, and I'll also change the typography to be 12 or 13. Okay, so I'm now going to copy this and paste the style here. So you see both of them now are on the same line. Let me change this, and the text color will be black. The background will be white. Yes, so that is that. So this is for mobile, and I'm going to align both of them to the center. I'm aligning both of them to the center. So this is what we'll have on mobile. So how do I differentiate them? I'm going to lock this to hide this. Click on this entire section. Come to responsive under advanced tab. Click on hide on tablet and on mobile. Now let me look at this on tablet. Let me see how it looks. On tablet, I'll actually edit the tablet layout for this, but I want to hide this first section for tablet and for mobile. And then I want to, this one responsive, I want to hide it on desktop and on tablet. No, on desktop only. For tablet view, I'm going to reduce the text. I'm going to reduce the text. And the padding, I'll make it top 120, top 100, not 1000. Bottom 100 and left 20, left should be 20. And now I want to come to this and I want to align them center. Let me use this structure to pick this container. I'll come to style. Here I'm going to remove the padding. I'll also remove the top margin. I'll give it a top padding of 40, 50. I'll increase the top padding to 80 and I'll increase the bottom padding to 50. And then I'll come to style, the background overlay. I'm going to increase the width of this picture. I want it to occupy the full width. You see, when it occupies the width, we see that we have to increase the top padding. I'll make this 120 and I'll make this bottom 70. At least it gives it some breathing space. Then for this, I'm going to reduce the top. Let me delete this. I'll give this minus 20. So this is the padding. Then I can push this up to like we had before. You can push this up a little bit with a minus margin, a negative margin. So what is going to happen is that it's going to be pushing it. The more we reduce the margin, the more it pushes the text to meet up. It pushes the image to meet up with the text. Yes, so we can have it that way. This is good. This is good. So this is for mobile and for tablet. But when we come to desktop, you see this section below is hidden, and then this is what we have. So we are good to go. I think there is too much padding on top. Let me reduce this to about 100, and these two about 100. So when we look at it on, this is what we have, and I think it is good. So we can proceed. So I'm going to take this up, or rather I'm going to bring this underneath. I'm going to use this on another section. I'm going to bring this underneath. This is going to be our hero section for this website. Now I want to add some boxes. First one, I'm going to add a section here, and then I'm going to add another container inside. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on the general section and make it horizontal facing. So in this first container, what I'll add is an icon box. I'll add an icon box, and I'm going to go to flaticon.com. You can go there to download icons, but this website gives you, it has access 15.2 plus million icons and stickers. So what we want to do is that we want to look for something like shipping. Yes, and then we'll put the heading here, say free shipping. And then we can just leave this lorem ipsum text, or no, let's go to our lorem ipsum and pick it in English. Lorem ipsum I'll pick just the first line. I'll copy and I'll paste here. And then I'm going to change this. I want the content, the text, the title of the text to be, I don't want it to be too dark. And then I want it to be something like this, 22. That's fine. And then what I can do is the icon, I want it to be centered. First of all, the icon, the view, I want it to be framed. Yes, I want it to be framed. And the frame, when I come to icon, the frame of the icon should be, oh no. Anyway, I can use this gray background, or I can just make it white. I can just make it white, and then I can duplicate this, duplicate, and then duplicate, and then duplicate. The text here, one thing I fail to do is I can make this to be on this section. That's, I align the icon to be on the left. Same here. Let me copy this text, copy the style rather. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I will delete this, paste style, paste style, paste style. Now let me reduce the text here, reduce the text here too. Reduce the text and reduce the text. Okay, so this is what we have. This is what we have here, and it's quite good. It's quite good. I can go ahead and continue with the design. Let's go ahead and continue with the design. We'll change this to easy returns. Let me say return. Return. I don't have anything. Okay, let me use this arrow for return. Easy returns. Let's look for payment. Payment. Since we are using Stripe, I'll look for Stripe. If they have a Stripe, yes. And then I'll look for security. Now the icon should be black. I'll look for secure. Let me look for lock, and I'll see here, I'll see easy returns, and I'll make this icon to be black. Here, secure payment, and here data privacy. And the primary color should also be black. So there we have it. Let me look at this on the front end. Okay. So that is that. I want to reduce the line height of this text, of the heading text, for all of them. I'm going to go ahead and do it here. Typography, line height. That is that for the line height. Let's make it 22. I'll copy and paste. I can also reduce the line height for the text. I should have done that before. This is for the title. For the description, line height, (22) 21. The box and then the icon spacing, I'll leave that. Content spacing is what I want to reduce. Let me make it to be 7. I'll copy, paste style, paste style, paste style. So you have it here. And you could decide to write just a short line over here. That is up to you. That is up to you. Maybe after fact, I'll copy after fact. That's where the line ends. Same thing here. And I want to give this a top padding of, let's say, 40. If I give it 50, rather, let me look at it on top of here. Still too close. Now, let me show you something which I want to do. I want to come still to the back end of the website. I noticed that the background of the website is somehow grayish, but I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be totally white. So colors, site background, let me change, and I'll make it totally white. Those are some of the disadvantages of importing templates, but we'll deal with it the way it is. So I'll increase this to 80. Let me reload this page too. That is that, and it looks beautiful. It looks really, really beautiful. Now, we want to show a cross section of probably people wearing our glasses. So here I'm going to give this a background. I'm going to give it a background, and a background is going to be a picture. I'm going to upload a picture from my computer, and I'll look for eyeglasses, and I can take this to fill that section. I'll insert it there, but I want this section to be full width, this entire section to be full width, and I turn off padding, I turn off margin. I want it to flush to the end. So what do? I have to add some text to this area. Heading text, I'll add it here and see luxury glasses at the best prices. Luxury glasses. Let me, and I will increase the size. I want it to be really, really bold. For the size, I want it to be that. Width, of course, is 900. Line height, so that's letter spacing. Line height, I want it to be all right. I might have made that too bold. I need to add some text underneath. I need to add some text underneath. And what I need to do for this section, I'll come back to style. Image resolution, full position should be center. Attachment, repeat, no repeat. Display, cover. Okay. So I'm going to reduce this. It's too big, too big. reduce the size further. Okay. Line height, let me reduce this, the line height to 77, and then I want to give this column a padding. That is right, and I'll just give it some text here, brief text. I'll put that here, and then I'll add a button to the bottom. I'll copy the style of this button, copy style, no, and then I'll paste it here, paste style, but rather I want it to be the opposite. The text should be white and the background should be black, and say learn more. So for this padding, I want the top padding to be 30 and the bottom padding should be 30, and the left padding 30 still. So this is what we have, and then we'll duplicate this. We'll duplicate this, and see, we can leave the same thing, but we'll change the picture right now to that probably of a woman. I'll use this woman with the dark glasses. So we have gone ahead and done this design. What we want to do right now is to add another layer of design. So for this, we are going to add a flex box with 2 columns, and we want to duplicate this and make it a 3rd column. And we want this first column inside to be 30. And we want the 3rd one to also be 30. Then we want to give this one a background. First of all, we want to make this to be 1300, as the Americans call it, 1300. We want to give this one a background. Let's give this one a background color and let it be somehow reddish in color, just like this lady's garment. Let me pick this color here. Now I'm going to pick this color, but I'm going to use it for this. Let me use blue first. Blue, something bluish. I think that works. Yes, this blue works. And then I want to give it a padding 30 all round, and then unlock this and give it 50 top and 50 bottom. I also want to give this a heading and say for men. I can increase the size of that heading. I'll make it 60. No, let me make it 55. And then I'll add some text here, text editor. I'll make this white. Text color should be white. Let me get this lorem ipsum text and add it here. I also want to add a button down. I want to add a button below this, and I'll see shop category. I want it to, the typography to be Montserrat still. Montserrat, and the weight 900, and the letter spacing 0.3 px. Come back up. I want the size of the text to be 14. I want to align it center first, and then I want the size to be 16. Let's make it 18. And then I want the button background color. I want the text color to be white, and then the background color should be a thick blue. I want it to be a thick blue. And then I want to give it a border radius of 30. Yes. Then I want to give some spacing here. I want to give some spacing here. And then I want to add an image beneath here. For this image, I will use these blue glasses again. And then this is what I want to do. I want to reduce the blueness. I want it to be a faint blue. I want to reduce the transparency. Okay, come to this image, come to style position, style advanced, and we want to look for position. Let's make it absolute, and we make it bottom. And when you see this offset, we want it to be -25. It gives us a beautiful layout there. Now what I want to do is that I want to increase that spacing. I can come to this structure here, this container. Okay, this is the spacer. I want the spacer to be, I want it to be significant. Let it be 100. And then I want the border radius of this corner to be 30 to 30. I want the padding, the margin rather, to be 7 all round, or 10. Let's just make it 10 all round. So you see, this is for men. I will center this, and then I can make this text to be something which is more visible, like black. And I also want the text to be centered. So that is that. I want to duplicate this section and drag it to this corner. Then I'll delete this one and I'll see now women, not men. After this, I promise you I'm going for an English course. So this is the color of this lady's garment which we picked. We want to put something, a picture which looks similar to that. So we are going to go to the background and we'll change this and let's see if we use white here, how it's going to blend in with that background. Yes. Then here we want to change the button. And by the way, we didn't link the button here. Let's just search for men. Men. Anyway, it doesn't give us that category. We'll change it later on. Let's come here and we want to make this red. Shop category. And the image, we want to change it to be something red. That's not transparent. I want something transparent. Let me see. What if I use this? That looks good. That looks good. But I'll prefer to use something red. Something red. Let me see if I use this. Oh, it's not transparent. I want something transparent. Okay. So that is what I'm going to use there. And then now for this middle column, I want to give it a background overlay of black, a background color of black. So I'm going to make it black. Border, I'm going to give it a border radius of 30. I'm going to give it all round padding of 30. And then on top, I'll unlink this on top, I'll make it 60. Bottom, I'm also going to make it 60, not 600. And then I want to give it an image. I want to give it an image. I'm going to put 2 images here. And then this is the image I'm going to use. I could use this. I could use this. And then I want to come to position. Now let's see, what if I used the red one here instead, the red picture in here instead, and then I use the rose one here. How would that look? I want to believe this looks a lot better. It looks a lot better. So I'm going to go to position and advance. I'm going to position and make this absolute, and then it's stop, and the offset, yes, minus 35. I want to add another picture. I want to add another image, and it's going to be this, or this rather. And then now I want to add a heading. Let me duplicate this, and I'll say kids and accessories. Then I'm going to add some text here. This is going to be white. Definitely the text is going to be white. And I'll add a button underneath here. Duplicate this. And I'll see shop category. Now, for the button, I'll make the background to be white. and then the text color will be red or some similar color. Yes, any of that will do. So this is this. Let me go ahead and save. Let me go ahead and save. Let me preview it. Okay, so we see I want to do something here. Let me go ahead here and click here, and I want to space them. I want to give space between. Let me click here. I'll give space between. Space evenly rather. And then let me see how this looks now. It hasn't changed much. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to give this to all round margin of 10. The space looks a lot better right now. It looks a lot better, but I think there is still more to do. I'm going to come to the length and give it 1350. Let's see how it looks. If we need to increase the space. Okay, so I'll come here, and to the right of this I'm going to make it 15, and then to the left of this I'm going to make it 15. That's the margin. And then this one, both left and right, I'm going to make them 15, and I'll make this 1400. Let me make it a lot more comfortable. So if I load this page, you can see what we have here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drag this section and put it on top of here. I'm going to put it on top of here. Then I want to give this a top margin of 90. Let me see how that looks. Okay, that's the top margin of 90. I already see some what needs to be done here. Let me reduce this to 80, and then I'll increase the size of this text to 100, and also I'll increase the top padding to 50, and the bottom padding to 40. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to make this 100. I want this text to be on 3 different lines. So let me add one word here, which is going to add, say, great discount. So the margin here, it was top 50, bottom 40. I'm going to do the same thing here. Top 50 and bottom 40. So let me see how this looks. This still looks, I think it really still needs some padding, some margin padding to the left and to the right. So let's add those. I will now give this, I will now be bold when adding this. Top padding, I will make it 80. Bottom padding 60 or 80 itself. Left padding 80. Right padding 60. So I'll do the same thing here. Top 80, bottom 80, in this case right 80, and left you can make it 50. I think I like what it's becoming. I'll leave it this way. Then for these ones, I will change the text here to blue. Blue is a more masculine color. I'll change it here to blue. Let me pick this same blue color here. Copy. I will change this color. I'll paste it there. Did I pick that well? I will change this color to something red. It's a more masculine, more feminine color, by the way. I'll give this a top margin of 80, not 800, but 80. So you see what we have here. Now, what I want to do is I want to take this section somewhere else. I could put it here. Yes, this section could be here. And now change the top margin to 150 and the bottom too should be 150. I will change this button color. I want to change the button style. I want the button background to be white. I want the text to be black. I want the text typography to be Montserrat, and I want it to be 900. I want to change the letter spacing to be more compact. I want to change the size of the text, and then I want to change the border radius. I want it to be 30. And then the background overlay of this entire section, let me check. The background overlay, I'm going to leave it the way it is. I can just add a little bit, like 0.1, to make it a lot darker, a bit darker rather. I will give this a margin of 40. No, just top margin. Let me make it 60 to make it more spaced out. So if I save this page and I refresh, So this is what we have. So we have these. This is the front page of our website. Let's check it on mobile. These sections, they are good. For this, I'm going to change the mobile text to 30. 30 is a bit too small. 45. I'll give this a top margin on mobile. I'll give it a top margin of 40, not 400. And then right will be 10, left 10, bottom 10. I think I need to increase this to 100. This, I'll also change it to 45. 45. For this, on mobile, I will increase it. Yes, that's good on mobile. For this part on mobile, what we can simply do is that here, I'm going to make the padding that. Let me change the size of the text, and I will increase the line height. Yes, that is that. Then for women, I'll go ahead and increase the padding around this picture too. Top padding will be 100. Bottom padding will be 100 too. We can even make it more visible. 120 on top. $120 on top, 120 beneath. And I'll do the same thing here. What did I give here? 30 all round. I'll give 30 all round here too. 30. And then the text 57. I should have made that 55. 55. Let me make it 50. And then let me make this 1. And then for these two, I'll make it 120. 120 padding on top, 120 padding, and 100 down. So that is what we have. We can go ahead, click on this section, and I can order it to be above this text. This is the mobile layout. So this is for the mobile layout. When we look at it on desktop, this is what we get. Yes, so the page looks quite good to me. It looks quite good. This is good. This is good. This is definitely something which I will serve to a client. I will serve to a client with all joy, with all zeal and zest. So what we want to do now is let us arrange this menu and put what we want to put there. I'll go to the dashboard. And I'll go to appearances, menus, and then for the primary menu, they tell me a lot of items are no longer there. Let me remove these: reviews, about, why us, contact. Let me remove all of these. I'll put home. Contact us, we are going to build it from scratch. Then I want to add the categories, the product categories. Let me go ahead and look for them. So these are the products, these are the categories. So we have accessories, we have books. Let me quickly edit this and say books. We have accessories, we have categories. This, you see this on categorize is empty, you can't delete it. We have men, women, consultation and all that. So for this, I want to copy the link, accessories, and I'll come to custom link. I'll put that URL here and say accessories, and I'll say add to menu. Now I want to come to books, copy link and paste the link here and say books. I want to come to consult, paste the link here and say consult, add to menu. I also want to come to men, copy link address, paste the URL here and say men. Now finally I'll come to women, copy the link address, last but definitely not least, and see women. Okay, so and for shop I'll say shop all, but after that you can start shopping for men, women, accessories. I was supposed to put another one for kids, but I'll just leave it the way it is. So let me go ahead and save this, save menu, and then let's go back to home. You can see what we have here. So these are the menu items: home, shop, men, women, accessories, book, consult. So let's come to customize, appearance, customize. I don't seem to be seeing my logo, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is to create a new logo. So let me reload this page and use a new logo. This one is a more upscale logo. Now let me, the menu has already been configured. The menu has already been configured. Let me go to site logo. I'll select logo. This is the logo I have. I just did that right now while I paused the video. I'm going to pick it from here. I'll just keep cropping. Lush glasses. Site icon. I'll just use the logo. It's going to auto detect which part can be used. We'll use this part. Okay, let's crop and add, and let's publish. Now let's see what it shows us on the front end. Still not showing the logo. I don't know why. It's still not showing the logo. Now let me go to Elementor header and footer. Elementor header and footer, and see if that's where the logo, the header, was done. No, that's not where it was done. All things being equal, it's supposed to show us the logo. Site header builder, site logo. Here it is. Logo width. Okay, maybe the logo was too large. It now shows the logo. Let me reload this and see if it shows on the front end. It still does not show on the front end. Site logo. Let me bring the site logo here. Site logo. That's the site logo. So we are going to have to do a new logo because the one we want to show does not display here. It's not displaying here. So what do we do to do this logo? Come to the back end, you see, go to appearances, you see Elementor header and footer builder. You click on it, and let's click on add new, and let's keep this. Want to add new, and let's see header, and template. We'll see header, display on entire website. I will also still add display rules, all singular pages, all archives, all posts, all pages. The reason I go to this length is because sometimes if you don't use all of these, it gives you errors. It does not display. So let me just publish that and edit with Elementor. Let me now edit with Elementor. It's loading. So now I'm going to add a flex box, this one to be precise, and then I'm going to make it full width. I'm going to make it full width. I'll add the site logo here. This HFB is header builder for Elementor, so I'm going to add it here. By the way, I want to make this entire section to be black. Background type, let it be black. So I want this to be 20, and I want to give it a padding, internal padding. Yes, then I want to bring the menu here menu, navigation menu by HFB. So I want the navigation menu text color to be white. Then here I want to add the button. I want to add some buttons like you saw here. You see account and you see cart. So account, I'm going to add some buttons here. I want to add some icons the way we have it here. You see the way it is here. If I go to the website right now, you can see this is an icon and this is cart. So I want to make this horizontal. So I want to add an icon. Let me see user. Yes, I can use this. View, I will say frame, and I want it to lead to the my account page. Let me go to dashboard and back to pages, all pages. So my account, this is it. I will copy the link address. Some of these pages are duplicated. I'm going to delete them shortly. Let me just delete them right now. Check out my account shop. I'll move them to trash. Okay, so I want to make this to be small. The primary color should be white. Secondary color, something of this sort. Anyway, I'll just leave it the way it is. And then I'm going to give it a link. Paste it to, it's going to link to my account. And then I also want to bring the cart here. Cart. And for this, I'm going to cart. Let me move it this way. So this is our cart. Type, let's say custom. Show total price. No, let's leave it the way it is. And so we can either use the default or we can make it custom. The back light, back medium, back solid. Yes, I'll make the back to be solid. Item count. No, I don't want the item count to show. Show total price. We can leave it that way. Then go to style. Typography should still be Montserrat. And then we want to change the color. Text color should be white. Icon color should also be white. Background color should be black. So let's leave this here. We'll leave it the way it is. And then I want to center this. Let me give this 20. And then I'll make this inside to be 60. I want to make this the middle. The primary menu, I want it to be in the center. in the center layout, center it. So that is that, and this is how it's going to show. It's going to show this hamburger menu on mobile. Layout should be horizontal. All right. So now if we go ahead and look at this on the front end, it's loading. This is what we have, but I feel like we could do better with this. It's too much, it's up. So let me try to center it. Menu, horizontal padding, vertical padding. Okay, not that. We are supposed to be able to center this. I'll just give it a top padding of 20, top padding of 30. And if I now check the website, let me check it here. We now see this is all centered. I'll do the same thing for this. It's just going to be the entire section. I'll justify this, center it, align it center. Now it seems this padding I give here, it made this too boxed. So let me remove that. And now let me check this. Good. That looks a lot better. And if I look at the entire website, now that is what we are talking about. This is what we are talking about. If you don't like this section, you can go ahead and remove it. It was just there for demonstration purposes. Now we'll fix this footer, and then we do the contact page, and then the last things we'll do is to fix the footer. So let's go to the background, and then Elementor header and footer. There is this section you see here called the before footer. I'll just go ahead and delete that, because we don't want anything that came from the template. We want everything to be from scratch. So I've removed that before footer. And then for the footer itself, we want to create one and let it be the proper footer, and it's going to be on the entire website. It's also going to be on all singulars. It's also going to be on all archives. It's going to be on all posts, and it's also going to be on all pages. And if there is something else we have not done, all products too. Yeah. And the user rows, or you can still set conditions here. This should only be visible to those who are not logged in, or only those who are logged in. Let me see, footer, and I'll my footer, and then update this. It's updated. I want to edit with Elementor. So now I have this layout. I'm going to choose this layout. Let me choose this with 2 equal columns. I'm going to duplicate one, and then here I'm going to add the logo, still the logo, the site logo. I'm going to add it there. By the way, I'll make this to be black. I'll give it a black background so that everything I put is going to show well. And then I'm going to add menu. I'll just add the same menu. If you have another menu, you can add. That's the primary menu. And then the layout, I want it to be vertical. And then let me make this to be white. The text color should be white. It should be vertical and it should also be centered. What else do I want to do? Breakpoint, I don't need all of this. I'll just leave them the way they are. When I come to style, horizontal padding, I can reduce. Vertical padding. For horizontal padding, I will leave it to be 15. Vertical padding, I don't want this to occupy too much space, so I'm just going to leave it at 8. Here, I'm going to put our address. I'm going to put our address here. Text color. Let me see. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Johnny Lane. Woodbridge, Virginia. Okay, so I'll make this to be on 2 lines, and then I'll make this white. I also want to change the size. Let me make it 20. Line height. And then I will put some social media icons here. I want to add, I'll remove YouTube. In the place of YouTube, I'm going to put TikTok, because that's what's hot now. I'll add TikTok here. I will also add Instagram. Instagram here. And then the shape should be circular. Then I want to give a padding on top of here. This entire section. Top padding 20. Bottom padding 80. You can even make it 100. Let me make this 30. Okay. I'll align this to the left. And I can go ahead and reload this page to see how it shows. You see, it's good, but I'll add the top padding. I'll make it to be 70. And I will reload that. Let me load this now. So this is this. This is our website. But we want to add a contact us button. For all of these shop by categories, here I'm going to add men. So let me open this on another page. Let me open the website on another page. And then let me edit this. So here, I want to copy link. It's loading. Here, I'll put the link to shop for men. I'll paste it there. Here, I'll put the link to shop for women. Let me copy link. Here, to shop for women. And and then accessories here, and then here will be the buy now button, which is going to be for the entire shop. Copy link address, I'll put it here. Then this learn more, I'll put the consult button there, consult button there, learn more, I paste it there. All right, and then here too I'll put the shop button, shop all. Here will still be shop men, and then down here is going to be shop women. So women, copy link address and put it here. So that is that. And I reload the page right now. But let's see, they want to contact us directly. How do they do that? We need to add a contact page. There are some contact pages. There were some pages that came by default. Let me view them and see what they look like. I'll edit this and trash everything that we have there. I'll remove everything. And then while it loads, let's come to plugins. And then we need to add a plugin called Metform. It's amazing that just yesterday I uploaded all these themes, and now all of them, these plugins, and now all of them are asking for updates. I want to upload another plugin called, I want to install another plugin called Metform. This is Metform by WP Met. It's installing. Activate. And back here, I will delete all of this, delete all of this, delete all of this. I want something very basic. The first thing I'm going to do is to add a banner, and I'll give a heading there and say contact us. For inquiries. I'm going to center this, and then I'm going to give this a background image. I'm going to give this a background image. Let me use this. And then I'll make this to be white. Background overlay. And I'll make the opacity to be 0.6. Top 100, bottom 100. Actually, let me make this 150. And then I want to make the image, that's still my son crying. So if you hear him cry, don't worry. It should be cover. Let me say no repeat. I will say repeat, no repeat. And then I can say auto. Or let me say contain. No, none of them. I'll make it to be cover. Then Metform is installed. I want to go to Metform. I'll go back to plugins. I'll go back to plugins, look for Made Form, and these are the settings. Go to settings. I want to choose, I'm just going to next, or rather just come to forms. Forms. They are asking us to do all of this onboarding process. No. Next. This is one thing that annoys me about some of these plugins. Onboarding processes which add no value to you. So they are finalizing. Let me click on forms. Okay, now I've gone through the onboarding process. I'll click on add new. I want to add new and say contact. The good thing about Made Form is that you already have some free templates here which you can use. We don't need to go ahead and create anything from scratch anymore. So what we'll do is I'll just click on this first one and say edit with Elementor. So this is what we have here. The first name, we'll leave it as it is. Last name, we'll leave it email address, subject, and then comment, or you can change this to say message. So it's going to say message and all that. So when we come to settings, we can mark anything as required validation by word length. So the minimum length, let's say the minimum number of words should be 15 words, and the maximum number of words should be 200 words. We don't want people writing us entire essays. Publish reCAPTCHA will be shown on preview. From form setting, then you must configure reCAPTCHA site and secret key from Made Form. Anyway, I'm not going to use that here. So send message, I'm going to leave that the way it is. The good thing about Made Form is that it already detects your email address and it makes the process very easy. Let me say update and close. So I'm going to copy this code. And then I'll come here to the contact page I'm building. First thing I want to put is a Google map. I want to make this to be full width, and I also want it to flush on both ends, and then I want it the height to be this, and I can change the address to 352 Lafayette Arizona. No, it's Massachusetts. I don't know how it's spelled. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and then I'll come here, I'll add this, and then I'll add the shortcode widget inside there, and there you have it, our Made Form displays. Let's look at it on the front end. So this is our form, this is our map, and this is our form. You can decide to put the map under instead, this way, so that it doesn't look cluttered. and let me make this 450. 450, and then reload the page. You can now see it looks a lot better. The map is beneath. We could even make it 2 columns. Let's say we could do it this way, and then we drag the form here. We drag the form here, and we drag the map this way. The map this way, and we update that. And then you see we can now increase the height of the map to 630, and you now see it's almost the same height as the form. So I'm going to leave it this way. I'll just give a top margin, top padding and margin. I'll give top margin to be 50 and bottom margin to be 50. That is that. So that is it for our website. Let's go over it again. This is the home page. This is the home page. If you like, you can add some more spacing between these elements of the home page, and then you can have this. You can also go ahead and remove this here. Let's just do a basic edit. Before we close in this video, this is just going to be some little changes to give it a little bit more beauty. So this is, I want to increase the size of this text. And I want to reduce this to 130 and this to 120. I'll make this to be capital letter, all caps. Transitions should be uppercase. Yes. Then this button, I want to make it a little bit longer. So the padding on the left should be 30. Why not 50? 50, not 40. On the right should be 50. On top should be 30. Bottom should be 30. No, on top. So I want to increase the typography. That I want to first of all make the background color to be red, and then I also want the border width to be 2, typography to be 17. Yes, so that is that, and I want to give it a top margin of 80. Also, here I want to make it 100. Space out the items. On top of here too, I want to make this 100. So let's look at it on the front end now. And I think it is as good as we can have it be. Maybe a little bit more opacity here on this overlay. A little bit more opacity. 75, 0.75. So you can see this is the website we have, and I am pretty pleased with it. What about this gentleman? We could make his we could increase his text here so that it's going to show more of his face. Let's increase the text. Let's say 110. Line height. Okay. Let's look at it here. All right. I think all said and done, we have a beautiful website and we can call it a day. So I hope you've been blessed watching this. See you on the next video.
That was quite a very, very lengthy tutorial. I'm sure you've been imparted with a lot of knowledge. You can go out and build the next Amazon or the next H&M, whatever it is you want to do. So please, if you really appreciate the work that has been done on this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. You can even share this video. Please like and leave your comment. Whatever it is that you did not understand in this video, please just let me know in the comment section. And I'm going to do a video with all your comments in mind. So keep in mind that I upload videos like this from time to time. So if you want to be notified whenever I upload videos like this, just turn on the notification bell as you subscribe and you'll be the first to be notified. God bless you. Have a blessed day.